of D&D. As long as we have an orange present. Don't want to get started without orange.
Yeah,
That
well,
partic-
we could have got started now.
Oh, are you guys on the same mic?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Wah,
Oh,
wah, wah,
Just try
wah,
to
wah,
talk
wah.
close to it because it's kind of hard to hear you guys.
I mean, I'm late. We could start with that one, but though.
What?
I didn't understand that.
I said, if I'm ever late, we can get started with that one. Like,
Okay.
No worries, but let us resettle ourselves in to the Outlands, and specifically the region of Faunal. The last time we gathered together, you had returned to the Eagle's Eyrie after reacquiring some eggs that had been stolen from the avian creatures of this community. You had tracked the vile hunt to another treetop hidey hole, and very quickly infiltrated in order to locate these stolen items. However, the vile hunt had followed you. Appearing in the Eagle's Eyrie in the dead of night, throwing torches into homes, setting fire to the trees and the jungle around you. And while you had woken up in time to confront the leader of this group of the vile hunt, the fire began to spread beyond your ability to control. And after vanquishing at least a good number of these foul hunters, you had to leave. Rushing down to the bottom, running out of the Eagle's Eyrie to a clearing where you were able to hail rides out, being deposited somewhere far away. Now, in light of this, Parvas still wished to uphold his end of the bargain, as you had taken care of what he had asked you to do. And while his home had likely been reduced to ashes shortly after you all had left, you had shown your true colors. Bright, shining, looking to do the right thing. The antithesis of what the vile hunt seemed to present themselves as. And so Parvas agreed to meet with Eban Claw, to come to some sort of agreement on who would take over rulership of all of Faunal in order to maintain its placement here in the Outlands. The last favor Parvas would grant you is another quick ride over to the part of the jungle where you could find Ophelia, the elephant that leads the herbivores. However, they only know the general area of where she resides, as she has this migratory path that she and her people follow so as not to stay in one place for very long. And so you were dropped on the edge of the jungle and left to your own devices with a pretty vague direction of which to go. However, during your passage through the jungle, you would come upon ruins of a people long forgotten. These ruins were overgrown with vines and other shrubbery. But inside you were able to find things they had left behind. While most of it was broken pottery and chunks of stone, you did come upon some of their weapons. Crude, vicious looking. Weapons made out of the material known as obsidian that would raise your ability to deal with threats considerably as you continue on into the jungle. Now, as you have left behind these ruins, continuing beyond, I would like survival checks to continue maintaining your heading towards the supposed location of Ophelia.
Oh no, I have to relink it.
I see your 11, Vainheart.
Mm.
With my third eye.
With your third eye, yes.
Don't
Now,
worry,
after
I'm
spending
fixing
some time in this abandoned village, it's hard to kind of regroup yourselves and make sure you're heading in the right direction. Valcor, Orange, Vainheart, you know that there had been tracks that led you to this area, but after kind of breaking away from them, you can't find them again. But thankfully, Traddoroh just has this innate sense of the right direction to go, finds the tracks left behind by the herbivorous creatures of the faunal, and knows that way.
Follow the orc.
Over yonder.
He seems to know the way. So, are we just like in blanket jungle right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Very thick, dense, like Amazon levels of jungle. Where
So we
there's
have
like
to
a
hack our way
canopy, there's
through.
a sub canopy. There is enough, like you're following a path that was created by who you're looking for. There's no doubt in your minds that these tracks do belong to, this faction of this region. And by following them, you're able to kind of weave through the dense jungle, not having to hack your way through it quite as much, although there are some places that you definitely have to pull some sort of blade out in order to cut your way through.
Well, let's follow behind Traddoroh. Traddoroh, keep us going in the right direction, and we'll hack our way through.
Roger, Roger.
Ow!
Do you have a tail? Can I hold on to it?
No,
Damn.
me tailless.
What are you talking about? Your tail's right down there.
Oh, that's not his tail.
That's just the front's tail.
Huh.
Exactly. Rowan can hold on to that.
Yes. Oh, it's a bit slippery. I didn't expect that.
God.
It's
Maybe
just
I'll
not
leave well
excited.
enough alone. Onward.
Let's not touch that with a 12-inch pole.
Moving swiftly along.
Moving along.
What do we see? Can I see anything? We're just walking?
Trees on my left, trees on my right, trees in front, trees in the back. That's all I see.
Excellent eagle eyes.
That was sort of a nice little, sort of a haiku.
Was that a haiku?
It's beautiful.
Trees to the left,
Oh,
trees to
goodness.
the right. Forward we continue. Surely we will fight.
That's a great part.
Nice coup.
Nice coup, bro.
But no, like, legitimately, the only thing you can really see outside of, the periodic tracks that you are following really is just dense jungle. From trees to bushes, flowers, more of those carnivorous plants you encountered where you all had kind of met in the first place. And at the very least, you feel like there is some thought that has gone into this migratory pattern, this nomadic lifestyle that Ophelia leads with her people. As it's hard to follow, even keeping an eye on the tracks. But going off of passive perceptions real quick, we've got a couple of means. After hacking and slashing your way through a good part of this jungle for several hours, Jean and Rowan, you start to hear the sound of moving water somewhere up ahead of you.
Jean, do you hear that? Almost the sound of rushing water. Maybe this is the way. Rowan kind of takes a deep breath, takes in the scent. Keep going, Traddoroh. I think you've got it.
Alright.
Yes. All right. Is that like a river right there, or is it like far away?
Seems to be, based on how well you can hear it, maybe another quarter-mile away. And so you press on. Almost a little bit quicker now, knowing that you're getting closer to something different. And when you finally break through the tree line, you find yourselves ankle deep, suddenly, in a very shallow pond. Just kind of hidden and tucked away inside of the jungle. All around you, there are herbivorous creatures just kind of standing around, drinking from the waters, eating the vegetation on the edges. A group of capybara can be seen resting beneath a giant stone statue that sits at the base of a man-made waterfall, where instead of it falling off of a cliff, it seems to fall from an aquifer down a rather steep slope. The statue sits kind of cross-legged on what is kind of shaped like a throne. One hand is placed upon a knee while the other is reaching out, wearing very tribalistic and thematically similar kind of adornments to other statues that you've seen throughout Faunal, that very Aztec appearance.
I'm not going anywhere near that statue.
Perhaps they sense something inside you.
You know, I don't care what they sense. I'd rather not get punched into the dirt again.
You are stronger now, Vainheart. Have faith in your abilities.
I have faith.
Remember your
I don't have
training.
faith in stone.
Oh, where's that Ophelia? She's in this country somewhere. I feel like we're getting close.
Yeah, all around you, you see capybara, you see several deer, and off in a corner next to some stone pillars that rise up out of this pond, you see 3 elephants. 2 that are about 10 feet tall each, and one that stands a good 5 feet taller than they, just bathing in this pond. You see the largest one kind of dip their trunk into the pond, and when they pull it out, they just kind of spray water straight up so that it rains down upon them, creating a lovely little mist.
Think that really cleans them off. That's like squirting their own snot onto their bodies.
Can we walk freely? No one's stopping us. We can just walk up to the elephants.
Well, while I say ankle deep, I always forget how short Valcor is. You might be swimming.
I don't think. Is
Oh,
he that short?
No, he's not that short.
Okay.
He's balls
I
deep.
But
oh,
ankle ankle
is this
deep for Rowan is probably like knee deep for Valcor.
just ride on Big T's shoulders.
There you go.
Oh, you just get right up there. Wow.
I'm fine with this.
I've always been a good jumper. Shall we go towards them and speak to them now?
I can speak to these elephants.
We can all speak to them.
Let's go
Yes,
up
I'm
to them.
pretty sure they'll speak back.
Oh, I forgot where we were.
It's been a
magical
while.
Forest of Faunal. Hail, elephants!
Thank you.
Hail!
Hail, traveler. What brings you to these sacred waters?
We come on a mission of peace, seeking the Lady Ophelia.
Well, that's mighty nice of you.
Yes, I am very nice. And my nice friends here would love if you could give us directions to find the good lady.
I am here. And the largest of the elephants raises the trunk.
Oh,
That was fast.
hey girl.
Oh, dear lord.
Rowan bows because he knows how to approach royalty.
By
Everyone's like,
calling
oh,
them girl.
Hi, girl, hi.
milady.
And as you bow, Ophelia nods in recognition of your artful tact.
We have just come from Parvas's perch to discuss an important matter with you. My party and I would love an audience with you.
You need not speak so formally. We are all equals here, in the heart of Faunal.
Hey, girl, hey! So we have spoken with Parvas and Panther Man's name was
Eban
Eban
Claw.
Claw.
Eban Claw.
Evan Claw.
And they have both agreed to come together with you to discuss who would be the best fit to take leadership of Faunal to end the lands getting sucked back into the something.
Oh, good. You convinced those fools that I am the true and wisest choice to rule over Faunal.
Now. We seek an egalitarian approach.
Mentally to Rowan, I will say, we should probably stay on her good side and flatter her a little bit.
Rowan just clears his throat and shuts up.
Yes.
I have tried to convince those fools that if they were to take over, we would only lose more of Faunal to the Beastlands.
Why do you say that?
Well, clearly because they are the predators. They bring chaos wherever they go. Too much chaos will return us all to those outer planes. It is only by having strict law and obedience in the name of peace that we will continue to hold firm to the Outlands.
Can I ask you a question, Miss Ophelia?
You may.
Are you sure all of the chaos is coming from the predators? Have you heard of a group called the Vile Hunt?
Oh, we are all very familiar with the Vile Hunt.
Does the Vile Hunt not attack all of the groups? Predators, while yes, they do attack herbivores, they're simply following a strict code of nature as to where the Vile Hunt is attacking everything that they consider worthy as a trophy, which doesn't fall within the bounds of nature at all.
But if we were all to unite under my banner, we could destroy the Vile Hunt. It's all part of my 12-step plan to return
Oh,
Faunal to its
Lord.
former glory.
Oh God, I.
Oh, have you got a slideshow?
Where did that whiteboard come from? What is this?
As you can see, step
PowerPoint?
one requires that I take over lead of Faunal. Step 2 is that we space out the avians and the predators into squads to protect our borders.
Oh.
Agree?
Oh.
And step 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
I
11,
wonder,
12.
before we get to the rest of the steps, Miss Ophelia,
I'd love
I
to-
wonder.
I think we all want to hear the steps here, Val.
I want to hear what Orange had to say.
I was just saying the same thing as Bainhart.
Yeah, same wavelength here.
Yeah, Ophelia goes through this whole plan. You know, there's a monkey nearby that's like pantomiming with a couple of others of what this all looks like, you know, interpretive dance. You know, but basically alluding to the fact that she needs to be the person in charge, and once she is in that position, she will break up all of the creatures of Faunal so that they work hand in hand with one another. You know, picking specific strategic locations throughout the jungle in order to, you know, trap down the Vile Hunt. Destroying the Vile Hunt is like part number 7 of the 12 steps. And then, you know, towards the bottom of the list, there's ambassadorship and reaching out to the neighboring regions of Sylvania and Ecstasy in order to have, like, better relations overall throughout the Outlands.
Interesting, interesting.
It almost sounds convincing. But if everyone does not agree, it doesn't matter. There will be war.
And that is what we are preparing for.
You are preparing for a war.
Indeed.
I remember.
I never believe that Eban Claw will agree to anything except for his own ascendance.
Did you also not believe he'd be willing to attend this meeting? Surely that must show some sign of change.
That is rather odd for his character. He is usually a force is the way individual.
I think every individual is open to change at some point in their life. They just need the right type of guidance and the right signs.
My lady, we have risked life and limb to come and bring you this message of peace today. Will you not open your mind and your heart to the idea of something bigger than yourself?
I don't know of many creatures that are bigger than I.
This is more of an idea, not a creature.
You intrigue me.
Well, We beings are intriguing fellows. Yes, we have many times risked our lives to come and deliver this message to you. We've also risked our lives to protect every clan of this land, Eban Claws included.
I bow to your true embrace of neutrality. You are far beyond what you appear to be, it would seem.
Hear, hear.
However, as with all things, you are strangers.
And we must
How
prove
do
our
I
trust.
know that I can trust you?
A quest. I demand a quest of trust.
Now, Rowan. I know you're excited. Ophelia, what would you ask us in order to gain your trust?
I am glad you asked, for we have a trial that must be undergone, and none of my subordinates feel brave enough to undergo the journey.
Does it involve the Vile Hunt?
No,
Well, thank God.
it involves locating something that has been lost in a place that no one can locate. The
So
Hidden
lost.
Shrine, Tamoachan. And several of the
Tamoachan.
creatures in this area just go dun dun dun.
Uh, oh. What is the purpose of this shrine?
There is a scepter hidden somewhere within the shrine that, if I had it in my possession, would clearly indicate that I am the rightful choice, and Eban Claw and Parvas would have no choice but to bend the knee.
So, is your intention to rule by force with the scepter, or is the scepter more of a symbol?
The scepter is more of a symbol, but it is capable of great feats.
This is an exercise in
Destructive.
power.
Ophelia, what Rowan says is true. That sounds like you're trying to put on a sign of force. Why
It is
not?
the only thing that Eban Claw will respect.
She's not wrong. He does respect power. But Eban Claw also has showed signs of change. Matter not, if the group agrees to go after the scepter, then yes, we'll do it. But I feel as if you should maybe consider a more peaceful approach to the matter.
My way is a way of peace. It prevents Eban Claw's predators from hunting my people without reason.
I thought the
It
reason was to
maintains. It maintains that the herbivores have a voice to be heard. I'm sure Eban Claw painted this beautiful picture of them only taking what they need to survive. But how do you know you can trust him? Perhaps everything he told you was just a clever lie to get you on his side. He could be using you. Whereas I am going to be upfront and honest. I gave you my 12-step plan after all.
Yes, I
Yes,
shall need the brochure on that one.
a simplified brochure, please. Ophelia, would you mind if we, as our own group, chatted real quick?
Yes. Huddle. Team huddle.
Of course.
Gather in.
Okay, everybody, what do you think?
This bitch is crazy. We need to take her down a notch.
I think she truly believes that she is the most eligible for it. If you
I
look at
mean,
it from a... Go ahead.
she kind of got a point. Like, they are gonna kill her people.
True.
Like, no,
Yes,
True.
it is true that Eban Claw's people do hunt herbivores. But we were in that cave. We didn't see a mass amount of food. Especially, we saw them eating fruit, too. Not the type of fruit that you would typically eat. I'm talking about the fermented fruit, but we
I
didn't
mean,
see Evan. Go
that
ahead.
doesn't mean that there isn't like other places.
Yeah, but Eban Claw did give his word that he would basically enforce those other places to not do that.
I mean, we could find the scepter, see what it does, and then
And
decide.
hold it. We can hold that for ourselves.
If we
Yeah.
hold it, I think finding the scepter is not a bad idea. Maybe we find it, but if it proves that it's too dangerous, even for Ophelia to have, we just don't bring it back.
Oh no, we
Oh,
didn't find it. Oh no.
Yeah. Or we could say, if you want this scepter, you better come chill and have this conversation. And then hopefully the others can talk her into it. But I was thinking maybe the herbivores should be like the government and the carnivores are like the military, and the herbivores always have like a ruling position because they're not going to kill the others as a matter
But where
of
does that
survival.
leave the avians in all of this?
Well,
Air Force. Air Force.
There
I
has
mean,
to be balance between the three. Now, I won't lie. I do agree with the idea. Herbivores at the top because obviously they're not going to go on a killing spree if something goes awry, but you have to think about the side effects too. If the carnivores don't like the situation that they're in, they could just simply revolt.
right, but is it different from
Yeah.
what we have now?
Right now, I think our biggest issue, and I could be wrong, I've stated this many times, I think our biggest issue is the vile hunt.
Yes.
Personally
well,
speaking, I think this whole thing going on between the herbivores, the avians, and the carnivores is simply nature working its course.
what
Well,
if
what do you think?
I suggest that we give the scepter to our Quetzalcoatl friends?
To the avians,
No, the snake dude.
you just want to go back and see him.
He is neutral. He doesn't belong to no faction.
Quetzalcoatl.
Actually, that's not... Okay. Bringing in an outside force.
Very chaotic. I like it.
Chaotic good.
Val, what do you think? Val?
Just out of character for a second.
Mhm.
I need a little reassurance that the rules of engagement are going to be the same for everyone. Because if I mistakenly talk over someone, I get told to be quiet and let them talk. And I was talked over by two people, and then they got to say what they wanted to say. So, can we talk about that for a bit?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
So yeah, we'll just be really mindful of any audio we hear so that we can make sure we get everyone's opinion before we go too far in one direction. Make sure we hear everyone has a chance. So absolutely.
Well, specifically, Charlie, you're very quick to tell me to let Orange speak. And when Orange interrupted me, you still wanted to hear her speak. So,
Well, I do feel that Orange gets talked over the most. And so ensuring that she has a voice to speak. I do apologize for not coming back to you when people chime in one after the other. It is very easy for me to lose track of who had something to give input on, but that is more of a failure in just the only mode of communication us having being voice. And when things move very quickly, I will forget what the order of precedence is because I'm not a perfect individual. But I will try to be better about making sure that everybody has that opportunity to share their thoughts in the moment. as
Okay.
long as there's like just this understanding that this is a very difficult way to communicate, especially when we haven't quite gotten into the routine of making sure that they're like when we're not talking, like nobody is talking, and then everybody will start to talk all at once. That is very overwhelming for my brain to process what everybody's trying to say.
It falls into the category that we all have opinions we want to say right away.
I just, think the rules should be the same for everyone. So if someone's talking and they get interrupted, the person that gets interrupted is the person that gets to continue, not the person that did the interrupting.
Okay. Sounds fair.
No, perfectly fair.
Understandable.
Okay,
Awesome.
I don't have anything else to say.
Well, I think we all want to go get the scepter, unless someone disagrees. What's the next step to get this scepter?
Locating the temple, which we have no idea where it's at. Not even they know.
We
where
don't
it's
even
at.
have any clues?
No. Yeah, even Ophelia said many times. Well, no, sorry, not many. One time she said to look for a temple that even they have not been able to locate.
She give
I
us an
figured-
impossible quest?
Maybe not. I figured since Val is more attuned to magic, he might be able to find it. We're looking for a scepter. It's a magical artifact.
Also, if someone just chimed in, we didn't quite hear it. Okay. We detect magic. Is that what you're talking about, Tom? Or Mr. Radar? I'm sorry. I say the word Tom in my language. That's a word.
I think it's fine. I think at this point we all know each other's names in this group, so I think it doesn't really matter if we say our names anymore.
Anyways,
In my opinion. I mean, if Val, can you detect magic like that anymore?
I never could. I never had that spell.
Ah, crap.
And what
out
would
of
we use it
character.
on, though?
Well, out of character, just real quick. What about Val? Could you do any type of rolls that are arcane, or maybe
My Arcana
wisdom?
is +0. It's an intelligence skill.
Ah, okay.
Charisma.
Okay.
Yeah, my Arcana is 0.
Well, my Arcana is only +2. My religion is +2. Does maybe the staff is involved with some kind of a religion?
Well, I mean,
Maybe
I have detect magic.
Okay, so we could use the detect magic, or maybe somehow Val's skills as a goblin, more accurately, could play into effect for finding this.
I just don't know where to begin.
That's a good, yeah, and we.
I'm down with all that, but how do we know what the next step is?
The way to find the lost shrine is to lose yourselves in faunal.
Ophelia, are you eavesdropping over there?
Are you still here, or is that a weird godly voice?
No, I'm not eavesdropping.
I mean,
Good.
You do have big ears. Wouldn't be hard.
Don't know what you're talking about. But you gotta get lost.
It sounds like we need to go to the deep forest and roam around or something. Any ideas? Anyone? Okay.
I'm at a loss for an idea right now. I mean, we were already kind of lost in the forest to begin with, but I do kind of wish I had, I kind of wish that, I don't know, does anybody else feel like bringing the staff to the Coatl would be a weird idea? Maybe that is that could be a weird power play, that bringing a completely neutral outside character might be just the fix that it needs.
I think keeping that as an option is good. Whatever we do, we still have to go find this thing.
What if our Coatl friend knows where this shrine is?
Is there any indication that he even would know?
We only met him once. I don't even know if he knows about the whole conflict going on between the three nations.
Ophelia, are there any, because I know you're listening, are there any other clues or indications you can give us so that we can start our journey? We can get lost 5 feet from here because we don't live here. So to get lost in the forest seems like a fool's errand.
Ah, but there has to be intent behind it as well. We all know these jungles far too well. You may be the perfect ones to find the lost shrine.
I don't think we're going to get any help from the Lady Elephant.
Maybe she's right. Maybe this world has magical properties about it. Maybe it can sense what we're looking for, and it alters itself in that case. We were looking for direction to get to the spire. We found the camp. We went to the camp and we found out about the three nations. We found out the three nations are being, well, we found this one out unintentionally. We found out that the nations are being attacked by this vile hunt, so we offered to help the nations out, because the nations can potentially help us get to the spire. Maybe this world is actually shaping a path for us and we don't know it, because the magics in this world don't work the same that they did back in my world.
Well, is anyone opposed to going and just walking out into the forest? Just start walking. I think that if our intentions are right, it may open a path before us. If anyone has a different idea, speak now, or let's go do this. Do we need a rest or anything? I think we're all at full health.
I think we had a long rest when we were with the avians last.
We had a level up.
That too. Did everybody remember to do their level ups?
Are
Should
we
we, like-
on level 4?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Also, to the DM out of character, did you ever get to make those obsidian items?
I couldn't figure out how to do it on D&D Beyond. It's
See,
very limiting on how homebrew works, and I'm sure it can work. I just don't know the tool well enough to actually build it out the way it needs to be built.
Yeah, no, I know how you feel. Was trying to do the same thing with my character's original sword, and I'm like, it's a frustrating process.
Yeah.
So let's head out. I think I see a patch of forest there we can dive into. Let's just go forward and see what finds us.
All right, so to give you guys a little bit to go on, you do need to get lost. Functionally, put yourself into a position where you are not going to be able to navigate. And mechanically, what you're looking to do is give yourself disadvantage and try and get the lowest roll possible.
In other words, guys, let me do the dice rolls because I always get low numbers. That was supposed to be a joke.
I laughed.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
So let's just
Let's
head
see.
forward.
Yes.
So what are we rolling?
Yeah,
There are several different checks that you could make, from investigation to perception, even nature or survival. But the key here is to come up with a way to give yourself some sort of negative handicap.
Okay. I
You
think.
said I could do nature?
Mm-hmm.
Can I do sleight of hand?
I got a 3. Can anybody get any lower than that?
That's doubtful. I'll try. Let's see what I get. Oh, you're fucking kidding me.
Who hasn't rolled yet? Anybody?
I haven't rolled yet.
So
Can I
far, it has only been Traddoroh and Vaneheart.
Can I cast Hex on Rowan?
Absolutely. And
Do
Rowan
you-
can choose. Actually, is there a saving throw attached to Hex?
No.
Hmm?
In which case, if there were one, Rowan could choose to fail it on purpose.
What are we
But if there's
rolling?
no saving throw,
Nature.
I can. Says I can choose an ability for him to have disadvantage on.
yes. So you would cast the Hex. It would take over, giving that negative D4 to whatever Rowan rolls. And then, real quick, Gene, it's any type of perceptive ability or something related to the jungle itself, looking to get the lowest number possible.
It's like I don't have any negative stats there.
So whatever your lowest thing is, Rowan, that fits.
With sleight of hand or stealth.
And it says he has disadvantage.
Match.
Doesn't say anything about a D4.
Oh,
No, I don't
disadvantage.
think those count, Rowan.
Okay. I'll just do nature then at 0.
That's
Well-
an ability check, right?
Yeah. So far, Traddoroh is the only one that's rolled the lowest.
Oh, but then I subtract a d4?
No.
Oh.
Target has disadvantage on ability checks made with the chosen ability.
Oh.
I'm thinking of a different spell is what that is. Bane. Bane is the one that does the negative D4.
Wait, Bane? I know Bane.
It's too late now. We already rolled.
Hey, sorry, I wasn't fast enough.
Mhm.
I tried.
You twied?
I tried. I cast Bane and I missed on everybody. Oopsie daisy.
Okay.
Now, because this is a major thing that we are going to do, what I will say is you do get functionally lost, but not lost enough, thanks to Vaneheart suddenly having this strange intuition navigating a dense jungle. But you
I
do
think
have
I know
no
where to
idea
go.
where you are.
Okay, we need to get lost.
So we
That
are
tree
pretty
has
lost.
moss on it. Loss rhymes with moss. So we go to the moss.
Yes.
Sorry, guys. My success is actually killing us now.
My idea of getting lost is I just pick up a stick and I just toss it in the air, and in whatever direction it points to, I just go in that direction.
So, kind of like a divining rod.
So someone throw a stick into the air. Let's follow him.
All right, I'll throw the stick.
Okay.
I have to keep it in character. We can't get lost because I'm
Yes.
succeeding.
After a while, though, you guys realize this isn't working. Faintheart, stop throwing the stick.
I'm sorry.
That's enough.
Can I keep it?
No.
Oh, didn't want it anyway. It was covered in dirt, and just toss it aside.
Like he did at points to the shrine, but we hella walk away.
Shut up. That'd be terrible. The moment I give up is when it does what we want it to do. Well, obviously this isn't working. One of us here is keeping us from being able to get lost. Does anybody have another idea?
Maybe we take nap.
I don't
Wish
know
I
if
had
a nap would really help that.
Was that Val?
Sorry.
Oh, I was just muttering to myself, I wish I had a blind spell or something.
Oh, something to actually obscure.
Can we just, like, tie cloth over our eyes and walk around?
Yeah.
Get lost that way?
It's not a bad idea,
Oh,
honestly.
well, I have this tuft of cloth in my pocket.
I have some boar's hide if you all want to take some strips off of it.
What kind of
Pink eye is this gonna give me?
Val, it's cured. Trust me.
Pink eyes
It's
are
been in
pretty.
my pack for quite some time.
I'll take a strip of that, actually.
Smells like bacon,
You can't eat it. It's leather.
but I
I've
want
wrapped
to.
it over my eyes.
Take a bite. You won't like it. I promise.
Hey, mine's tied.
Oh, yes.
All right. Mine's tied as well.
Watch out now.
Oh. Did I just walk into a tree?
Are we supposed to try to stay together? Or are we going to just head out?
No, we're not going to try to stay together. We're supposed to get lost.
Okay,
Yeah,
goodbye.
Just walk.
Just walk.
I'm waiting for the thud. I want to hear him hit a tree.
Dun. Ow! Dun, dun. I'm just walking straight ahead.
Now, just to
So-
verify, because they've been muted, Jean and Orange, do you also wrap something around your eyes to obscure your vision forward?
Hello.
Yeah, we do.
All right. Entering into terrifying darkness of not being able to see where you're going. You can't help but be hesitant to step forward. There's plenty on the ground to trip over, so each step is much shorter than it normally would be. Being very careful not to bump into anything. Hands out kind of in front of you. But you each begin to kind of move forward. And at first you can feel the dense vegetation around you as you pass through it. But after a few minutes, you step out onto more solid ground. And you no longer feel the shade from the canopy above. Almost as if you are in direct sunlight.
This then.
Oh, it's bright here.
How can you tell? You
I
have
can
your
tell
eyes
through my
gagged.
headband. My eyes
It's
are closed,
leather.
but there's light peering in.
It's leather. Shit's thick. I'm gonna remove my headband leather strip and actually look and see what we're finding.
He sees Rowan's already had it off.
Oh, that's why it's bright for you.
As the two of you have taken off your blindfolds, you now find yourselves in this large barren area, and about 200 feet away is the edge of an old city that has come under hard times. Similarly to the structures you encountered earlier in the day on your way to finding Ophelia, they are quite run down. Many of them have collapsed. However, they're not as densely overgrown. And at the very center of all of these buildings is a large pyramid.
See that over there? Maybe that's what we're looking for.
I think I agree with you. This world works in mysterious
Can someone take my
ways.
blindfold off for me, please? I tied it too tight.
I will go over
Oh.
to Val and
Oh, he's struggling, the little one.
I'll walk over to Val and with one gentle movement, I just slip the blindfold off his head, not even untying it.
Oh, well. Thank you.
Oh yeah, no problem. Now, the temple.
Yeah, it's a
Traddoroh,
strange pyramid.
what do you think of that temple over there?
I think it's close enough. I think we should go there.
Very astute, as always.
Mm. We shall go there. Orange, Jean, should we head over?
I actually think maybe we should have Orange fly up to get like a bird's eye view of the area.
Oh, scout it fast.
Just in case. Like, I know it's supposedly an abandoned temple, but I don't trust it. Especially after the statue incident back in session 2.
Mm.
Oh god, there's no statues here, are there?
I think you're okay.
There are many statues, but most, if not all of them, have been toppled.
I'm avoiding the ones that have not been. Keeping a strict, very, very strict 60 feet distance away from them. Well,
Let's just take a look.
might as well.
What can we notice about the architecture here? Can we find any indication that it's familiar or that this was a religious place?
Yeah, like a history or a religion check.
You could certainly do both.
I'll do
History.
religion.
I'll do history.
Ah, there's the rolls I'm used to.
Now, as far as familiarity, it does seem to match the structure you had encountered previously, just in the style of architecture. And it doesn't take much imagination to realize this probably had some sort of religious significance to whatever people used to occupy this place. But as far as which deity it's in reverence to, or, the methods of creating the architecture, that is beyond you at the moment.
I was kind of hoping it was going to be like the Coatls temple, and we made like a full circle coming back to it.
It does bear a resemblance to that structure.
Oh boy, he better not. He better
let's
not
just-
pull that trick on me.
Let's just go right on in. I have a feeling this is the place.
All right, but everybody keep their guard up. Usually temples like this are crawling with
Booby traps.
definitely booby traps. I was thinking more along the lines of the undead, skeletal remains, things like that.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Yes.
Let's
It's a good
approach.
thing I have this hammer.
Mm.
All right. As you head toward the Pyramid Temple, you tread across cracked and overgrown flagstones, stepping over fallen and shattered pillars, pushing aside vines and briars. When you are nearly at the temple, the sound of creatures crashing through the underbrush comes from behind you. You turn around and see people moving through the woods towards the clearing around the pyramid. Then suddenly, the earth shudders and gapes open beneath your feet, and you are falling amid the roar of collapsing masonry. Dust fills the air, and the sunlight disappears as the darkness swallows you.
It's a trap. So, are we literally in rubble right now? In a dark place?
Probably.
So, Vainhart and Rowan do not have dark vision, if I recall correctly.
Yep.
I think
Humans
so.
are lame.
So you are in pitch darkness right now. Whereas the rest of you can vaguely make out the shape of a rectangular room. Although in tones of gray, hard to pick out any details beyond that.
I cast light on my staff.
Yes.
Excellent.
Oh, thank you. I was about to pull out a torch.
You are in a long, narrow chamber running east-west. In the center of this apartment is a domed shape on the floor. In the east wall is a blank-faced stone door. The west end of the room is blocked by fallen stone and rubble, apparently the result of a collapse. Collapse you all were part of. The two side walls appear to have several niches cut into them. The shape in the center of the chamber appears to be a small alcove protected by a half dome with the open end facing toward the door in the east wall. This alcove is set in a recessed, shallow, tiled well, 1 foot deep, 10 feet wide. The alcove itself is 4 feet high. The recess contains some sort of display. This display appears to be a diorama depicting a hunting party of warriors, in feathers and deer-hide garments, in a mountainside scene. Some have pulled down a stag with the aid of a dog, another group is cleaning a small mule deer, and others have cornered a panther with their spears. A scout watches the panther from an outcropping above. He holds a metal staff with a loop in its end. It looks like a shepherd's crook. The 3 niches on both the northern and southern walls are 5 feet wide and about 3 feet off the floor. Each niche contains a diorama depicting some aspect of tribal life. The 6-inch tall figures in all of the displays appear to be made of stucco, realistically and brightly painted. The scenes portrayed represent fishing, farming, religion, warfare, the creation story, and crafting. A cave-in completely blocks the west end of the chamber. At short intervals, small amounts of rubble and dirt come spilling into the room. Several large stones appear to have wedged themselves tightly, closing the collapse.
Well,
It seems we're stuck here.
look at the markings, though.
We can see because of Valkor's staff, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And Vainhart is staring right at the markings on the walls. More precisely, at what he believes is the staff Ophelia sent us to find.
If it is, it's a miniature version of it, as these are dioramas. The figures present in these niches and in the diorama in the center of the room, they are miniatures. although very lifelike in appearance with how much care went into painting and carving them.
So the staff looks like a shepherd's crook.
What else can we pick out from the detail? Seems like this is the temple we're looking for.
Charlie, can I potentially roll a perception to see if I can make anything else out from this?
There's not much more to be discerned, aside from getting a closer look into the niches on the walls and the central display.
Okay, so for that I should just walk up and take a closer look.
What do you see, my friend?
Just taking in the details of the staff so I can recognize it later on, if we ever find it. Plus, with the cave-in back over there, we also now have to worry about getting back out.
Well,
Plus, there's still the idea of what could be in this temple. Those statues outside made me a little weary, not because of the incident, but because, again, this world is a magical place. What if there's statues in here that come to life?
we'll deal with that when it comes.
Oh, and the traps. Val, you can handle traps, right?
I'm not a rogue.
Are there any...
My investigation is +0.
Ah, gotcha. We're gonna be relying on Jean then for the traps.
Yes.
If there are any.
Is there a noticeable or obvious way that we're forced to go?
So there is a door on the opposite side of the room to you.
I want that door looked at before we touch it. I don't
Just
know.
open the damn door.
And what if it's trapped?
Can I use my mage hand to open the door?
You can certainly try.
How do I try?
Just tell that
So-
hand to push that shit open.
Val, you send out the mage hand to test the door. And while the mage hand is pretty capable, this door doesn't budge, indicating that it may be locked in some manner. And as you kind of close the distance, allowing the light to peer further into the room, you notice that there's something different about the door. The door is carved with a sun symbol and appears to open into the room, as in there are hinges on the other side and scratches on this side of the door on the floor. There is no visible lock or handle on it, although a slight gap stretches across the top of the door. 8 holes seem to have been bored into the door. They are about 1 inch in diameter, but nothing can be seen in them. The door seems to be fairly thick. The lintel is arched with a keystone at the top.
I wonder if these holes are a mechanism.
I have proficiency with thieves' tools. Could I try and pick the lock?
You could certainly try.
That doesn't sound good.
No.
I think we need Jean to check for traps maybe first.
Jean, can you assist us in this endeavor? You are muted if you are trying to talk.
What do I need to roll?
So go ahead and give me a perception check real quick as you investigate this door.
Huh.
Well, that's a hell of a perception check.
So looking over the door, just examining all of the carvings on it and also just being mindful of the holes at the top, you give it a quick cursory look with a very well-trained eye and determine at the very least this door is not trapped. However, at first glance, where there did not seem to be a keyhole of any kind, you actually find one hidden in the stucco. In fact, it was as Val is kind of moving his staff around to give you a little more light. You can see the shadows of the soft ridges of these carvings reveal where a key could be inserted.
Do you suppose we might find that key around here somewhere?
This might sound crazy, but what if that miniature version of the staff
Oh.
is the key?
Can it be pulled off the wall? I thought it was just an etching.
No, they are like little figurines. There's this little Aztec little tribal warrior that Vaneheart's referring to that has a shepherd's crook made of metal.
I'm gonna walk over and take a look at that shepherd's crook. Is there anything I need to roll for this?
Not to just look.
Okay. What if I wanted to reach out and gently pull on it with my hand?
Are you doing so?
Yes,
I
he is.
I am doing so.
Okay. Having had all the experiences you've had thus far,
Oh no.
there's probably some trauma that Vaneheart needs to talk to a therapist about someday. As you reach forward and just you very lightly touch the figurine, and you realize it is separate from the diorama. You can pick it up, and you lift it a couple centimeters off the diorama, kind of just waiting. Nothing happens, and so you feel a little more comfortable to bring it in closer for a more intimate look. And you're realizing the staff held by this scout figure can be removed from its hand. It's almost fitted just right so that it snaps in place with the hand, but with a little bit of effort could be removed.
Can I look at the figure itself and see if there's anything funny going on with it?
I mean, it's definitely funny looking. It's an art style that you're unfamiliar
Oh,
with.
no.
The features are
Sorry.
very exaggerated.
It's funny looking.
Just the way that the face was carved, it's very strange. It's realistic to an extent, but nobody is truly shaped like this. The head is not like an average head is not this big on such a small
That's what
body.
she said.
Hey.
Oh boy.
But outside of that, you can't really determine anything that could be harmful. Granting you, at least for the moment, some peace of mind that this figure in particular is not going to cause anything untoward to occur.
Well, that's good. So what about
Can
that
I-
key? Are we pulling that key down? Is it a key?
It looks like it can be pulled away from the figure. but the last time I walked up to a statue, I got very intimate with that statue's hand pressing me down to the floor.
Oh my.
Do you want me to mage hand it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back over to Val and let him take care of this.
I have telekinetic feet, so my mage hand has 60 feet of range instead of 30.
Mm-hmm.
Can I back up?
We all back up.
We all back up.
I'll back away.
Yeah, let's all back up real quick.
And then I'll send my mage hand to take it off the wall and just hold it there and see what happens.
Thing seems to happen.
Can I bring it closer to us?
Yeah.
Okay, 30 feet. Anything happening?
30
Nope.
feet?
I bring it to Vainheart.
I think we've got it.
I'm gonna take the staff from the mage hand, just staring at it in disbelief.
Drop it for him.
I need to see a therapist.
Yeah, and this little shepherd's crook, it's only about 3-4 inches long. And as you're looking at it, it does resemble a key shape. You know, there's the crook at the top that would be the kind of flanged out portion of the key for you to grip onto to turn it. And the bottom of the staff definitely has like a T, like cross shape on the end of it that is very like key tooth themed.
Kind of like a key you put into a grandfather clock.
A key tooth.
All right, I'm going to hand the key over to Gene, to see if he can figure it out with the door.
Okay. So you want me to just go to the door and put the key in?
Just see if there's anything special about that key that has to be done in a special way with that special door, but in a special set of ways.
So you want me to look into the eyes of this key?
Yes. Especially
Okay.
look into the eyes of that key.
Okay. Did I roll perception again?
I'm not gonna make you roll perception. You know, you take the key from Vainheart and you're looking at it and you're thinking, yeah, this is definitely a key. And it goes into a keyhole and would likely open a door. Like, the only part of this whole situation that's really unclear to you is likely whether or not the key is going to work with this specific door. But based on your knowledge of how, you know, dungeons work and just stories that you've heard, sometimes life just kind of turns out that way.
Cool, because I didn't want to roll perception. I just wanted to put the key in the door and see what happens.
Put the key in the lock. Turn it round.
So, Gene, you place the key in the hidden keyhole. Give it a quick twist. And you hear the sound of something shift, some mechanical sound. And believe the door to be unlocked.
Oh.
However, there's still the issue of the fact the door doesn't have a handle. And while it's no longer barring your way forward, you're still gonna have to figure out a way to pry it open, at least enough to get your fingers on the edge of the door to pull it open the rest of the way.
And can I jump in for that part? I'm gonna take my sword and just start gently trying to push it into the crevices of the door to work kind of like a pry bar to pull the door open enough for someone to grab it. Can I do that?
Certainly. So, utilizing your sword, you find that crease and start working the tip in. Don't
Just
say
the
it.
tip.
It's like, you know, you say things and immediately after it's like,
Oh, not with this group.
no, every group. But Vainhar, you start kind of easing the sword in.
Sorry.
And very slowly, you start to kind of get the door to open just a little bit at a time until somebody else is able to get their fingers just enough onto the side that doesn't have hinges to pull the door open.
Now the question is, who is grabbing this door?
Traddoroh.
Big T.
Okay. I take out my burly arms and I
Where were
pull
you
on the door.
keeping them?
It's even in the name. Traddoroh. Oh,
This I didn't want to bring it up. It's my secret talent to open doors.
You have no idea how valuable you are to this party.
Very. Because
Without
I
you.
can't be arsed.
Oh, you can be an arse.
But I can't be
Wait.
arsed.
Now, as the door opens, you're able to see into a hallway that goes forward for about 20 feet, but then curves to the left. Stone walls of this corridor are carved to resemble a stack of bamboo-like logs. The passage slopes down from a single door on its western leg, the lintel of which has been crafted to represent a stylized cavern entrance. And as you round the corner, kind of investigating a little bit further, you discover that it leads to double doors of beaten bronze, worked to resemble a forest of seaweed.
What have we here?
Who wants to go first?
Me.
Yes.
The floor is yours, big guy.
What are my options? Can I do a
Well-
perception check?
Certainly.
I was a 5, give me.
You can't see shit.
Traddoroh, you have
With your
seen
night
many
vision.
corridors. This is no different than any of them. You feel very safe and confident that you could just stride right to those bronze-beaten doors and push them open.
Can I slap him on the butt as he walks by and give him guidance?
Absolutely.
Whoopsh.
You gotta do
Like
a
how you-
strength check.
Yeah, make sure he feels it.
Oh, he feels it.
Okay, give us a strength check.
No, that's not how the game works.
DM,
You get to roll a d4.
cross-reference.
You get to roll a d4 on top of your next roll. Thanks for killing it.
So, Traddoroh, is that the plan of action? You're just going to stride down this hallway?
Yeah.
I'm
I was
gonna.
gonna. What were you gonna say, Jeremy?
I was just gonna say I don't. I'm gonna follow him within. I'm gonna be within 30 feet of him
Nice.
as he goes.
Yes, follow him.
Alright.
Go with him.
I had an idea. Traddoroh, do you want to take my shield for a little bit?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna approach the door menacingly, and then I'm gonna attempt to push it open.
So, as you get about halfway down the hallway, you step down on the tile beneath your feet and feel it start to shift downwards. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh.
Boop, boop, boop.
As the walls on either side of you swing very quickly shut.
Oh.
Excellent. So that is a successful save.
Woohoo!
And you very narrowly avoid getting hit, able to kind of duck and roll. But you realize that the pressure plate you stepped on is quite large, taking up a 10 by 10 foot space. And now, the bamboo-like walls, the way that the walls have been carved, have created bars that block you off from everybody else.
Bamboo, huh?
Things went
You're-
south quick.
Well, hold on.
There is about a
Traddoroh, sorry.
Just one last thing real quick. There is about a 6-inch gap between the bars of this trap.
6-inch gap. And it's made of bamboo? Hmm.
It's
Traddoroh-
stone, but it's been carved to look like bamboo.
Oh, okay. That's
Still
completely different then. About to tell him just snap those twigs in half. Those aren't twigs.
Traddoroh, are you okay up there?
Be fine.
Oh, guys, he's fine. He's fine. He's okay.
He's the fine.
He's fine.
Well, besides him being a fine, how do we get him out of there? I mean, don't these traps usually have like a release mechanism anywhere?
I would hope
It's
so.
a stone cage.
I mean, maybe. It's just still a trap. It has to be able to let the captured out at some point.
Ooh, I wish I had different spells.
Hmm.
Hold on, guys. Gene!
What's up?
You're an expert with traps and everything. Do you think you could find a release mechanism for that?
Let's see.
So, Gene, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Yes, against the plan. Hmm.
You think that you've found something as you're kind of going along the edges of the doors that had slammed shut. You can just make out a small brass pin on the inner corner of each of the doors where they connect with one another. You think that if you could find a way with your thieves' tools or something else to either break or pull those pins out, the doors might release back into their positions in the walls.
Let's see. Steve still. Let's try to do it. I'll try to break the pin. I move the pin.
All right, so go ahead and give me a check with your thieves' tools.
How do I do that?
Let's see. Let's make it a sleight of hand check. Just because I believe you took your expertise in perception and stealth, so your thieves' tools check would be the same as your sleight of hand.
Okay.
You kind of have to stand on your tippy toes to reach the top. Working your thieves' tools, there's some pliers in there. You're able to grip the base of one of the pins.
Work that tool, Gene.
Grip the
In
base.
Very tight, so you have to wiggle it out. And as soon as you get the one removed, the door on the left slams back into the wall, giving you a path forward, but still wanting to completely disable this trap just in case. Go for that other pin. This one seems to be a little bit more finicky, as there's not as much to grip onto with those pliers. So you come up with this very clever way to get your kind of lock picks stuck between the grips of the pliers and manage to yank it out. That door slams back into the wall, presenting you with a unobscured hallway yet again.
It's like a labyrinth. Traddoroh, what will you do?
I'm continue going forward. Since that chap stopped me.
As you continue on to the door, you don't feel any other pressure plates, presenting you with a clear path, the bronze doors on the other side of the hall. And with that, let's go ahead and take a 10-minute break. Use the facilities, refresh water, as is my
Alright.
usual problem. It's been hot this last week. Drink water. And we will resume at 5 before the hour.
BRB.
Alright.
Now that we got fine. Homebrew, homebrew. Is it magic item? did it right. I will have to have Charlie verify. Now to take my break real fast.
I'm back, y'all.
He's back.
Mhm.
Give me cookies.
No, I just ate them.
Rowan, you bitch. I think, keyword, I think I figured out how to make the homebrew items.
How?
I looked it up online, did a little bit of reading, used a base template, and I think to get a +1 to your hit modifier is the short sword +1, so I went off of a base template off of that.
Okay.
I need Charlie to verify before we get back into the game.
Mm.
Because if I made something that's technically considered overpowered, I don't really think I want to use it, but
Right.
I don't think it is. It still says 1d6 +4, which I believe is what my short sword is. Let me check. Short sword. No, it's 1d6 +3.
No, so it's not a +1 short sword. The difference is that the obsidian weapons have a higher crit range, where the obsidian weapons crit on a 19 and a 20 versus the standard weapon critting on a 20 only.
Alright, so I need to figure out how to do that.
I think the easiest option would be to create a custom item on your character sheet.
I could take my short sword, but then I technically lose that item. By technically, it's like we picked up new items, so... Oh wait, I have a way around that, actually.
Let's see.
Short sword. Add a second short sword to equipment. Go to that short sword. Equipped, and now customize. To hit override. What does that mean?
That
To
just
hit.
changes a static number.
Damage bonus, cost override, weight override, dual wield silvered adamantine, display as attack. What does to hit override do?
Let's see, custom weapon.
Back.
Wait,
Welcome back.
I'm gonna have to get up in about 15 minutes to send some dogs home.
Okay.
No worries. Dice count, die type, fixed value, damage type, save type. Fixed safety, C, range, long range, activation time. Yeah, I don't think there's any way to actually make something like this. So it will just come down to remembering if you're using the obsidian weapon, it crits on a 19 and a 20.
I'll just do this then. Short sword, customize, just gonna change its name. And then I'm gonna put a description for crits on blah blah blah.
Crits on blah blah blah.
On blah blah blah.
Top of the morning.
Top of the morning to ya. Traddoroh.
Alright. Obsidian. Damage type is piercing. Notes. Crits with a 19 on dice rolls. But at least I kind of know how to use that homebrew now, so I can work on making that sword.
And my axe.
And my bow.
Okay. Great for the Lord of the Rings reference, but am I making weapons like these for you guys?
They don't have weapons like those.
That's why I
thought you were
asked.
the
I
only
was
one
like,
that had one.
I thought I got a
have a-
weapon too.
Yeah, Traddoroh has an axe.
yeah, and we gave
Oh,
the
that's
two
right.
axe.
we gave the 2 daggers away to the fairy and the thief. Well, he's not a thief. He's a rogue.
He's a rogue you. Rogue you.
Alright, my homebrew creations. How do I delete them? Oh, there you go. That's how you do it. And
Do we have Jean and Orange back?
signs point to no.
Yes, we're here.
Signs
Excellent.
change to yes.
You need to work on your third eye.
It's still opening.
You gotta wash
It's
all
also
that
it's been
brown
poked a
goo
couple
off.
times.
Ooh.
Wait, what third eye are we talking about? Alright, so I think everybody's back.
Okay.
Yes. So, everybody else is still at the other end of the hall from Traddoroh, who is standing next to the bronze door. Now, Jean has disabled the trap, so if everybody else would like to try and catch up to Traddoroh, well, Val was hanging back about 30 feet, as I recall,
Yes.
but the
Yes,
pathway is clear.
I can be closer to him. I just don't want him to be more than 30 feet in front of me.
Alright. Moving to catch up.
Same.
Traddoroh, wait up, we're coming.
Going a little too fast there, buddy.
I spanked his butt too hard.
Note to self, we're not letting you around asses anymore.
It's okay. I mainly wear a loincloth.
Yes, Traddoroh. Yes.
What can we see about the way ahead? Should we keep pushing forward? What should we do?
As I don't believe Traddoroh has opened the door yet.
Oh, open that door, sir.
Me push. Then pull. Then push no work.
The door's open.
Hmm.
The room beyond is constructed of large stone blocks, buttressed in the corners. The walls are wet and slimy, and mud covers most of the floor in a thin coating. To the east and west may be seen stone doors recessed in the wall, and to the north, a set of stairs lead down. In the center of this chamber sits a large, polished boulder amid a pile of smaller, rounded rocks. The boulder is 5 feet tall and colored brown with dark streaks and spots. Leaning against it is what appears to be a bamboo staff. In the mud around the base of the boulder is a moving shape, looking like a crayfish. It is facing you. It seems to be aware of your presence. What languages does everybody speak?
Common.
Elvish and giant.
I also do orc.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Common and undercommon.
Common and draconic.
Common, goblin, and thieves' chant.
Ooh.
I think I have a spell that I can speak to animals.
Yeah, but that's not really a language.
And Orange, what languages do you speak?
1 second. Common, draconic, elvish, goblin.
Hmm.
Okay. So, Val, you're the only one that understands the speech that comes from this giant crayfish. As it hisses, "Who is this? Who dares enter the chamber of the Guardian? You had better go, or I will too discharge my sacred duty. Be off with you before I lose my temper." And he begins
Oh.
clacking his claws aggressively.
Guys, this shrimp is threatening us if we don't leave. Wants to know who we are.
Oh, sassy shellfish. We're on messages on a great quest. That's who we are.
In undercommon, I say back to the crayfish.
We were sent by Ophelia to complete a quest in order to convince her to help us save the lands of Faunal. Please let us pass.
I know nothing of this Ophelia or this funnel. Trespassers, prepare to die.
Who?
And let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Not
dare
friendly.
you?
Not friendly. Not friendly.
Ugh. Initiative. Okay. Where is my combat?
There it is.
0.
What? Wait. My dice exploded.
All right. So, everybody looking at the map right now?
Oh, yes.
Maybe.
Very little is visible.
And
It
it's
is
all
dark.
quite dark.
Kind of packed in.
Wait, I didn't even see anything.
Mm.
I refreshed the page
I
and
see
nothing.
the enemy. He's right here.
Did that fix it for you, Gene?
No.
No.
Hit F5.
Oh,
Oh. Weird.
okay, I see it.
And we're going to reposition Val a little closer to Big T, just because he wished to engage in conversation. At the start of our combat is the giant crayfish, who is going to reposition himself here in a very threatening manner as we move on to Vaneheart. Oh.
Creature that wishes to stop us from our path forward. How tiresome. I am going to cast Sacred Flame on him.
Okay.
Whoosh.
That is going to be an 8 on a dexterity saving throw. As you throw forth a flame of radiant light that bursts on impact, scattering radiant embers in every direction.
Damn this crayfish.
And then I am just going to... Okay, I was just making sure of something. I'm going to move forward, walking past Val, and placing my shield up at the ready.
Okay. Will that be your turn?
That will be my turn.
Traddoroh.
Alright, first things first, I'm rage up.
Certainly.
Rage.
I'm parkour right in front.
All right. And
I'm,
I assume you're going to attack?
Yep, I'm gonna
So before
mindlessly...
you
Huh?
do, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as you run out into this room and realize the mud is incredibly slippery and viscous.
Let me see.
I want to say that you would have advantage because barbarians get that against anything they can see. You may have raged, but you also would be able to very easily see the ground is slick.
I'm trying to see if I have a thing. I have an advantage on dex saving throws against effects that I can see while not blinded, deafened, or incapacitated.
Yes, so go ahead and give me another roll.
Wait, are you constipated?
And a 12 will be enough
Okay.
Alright.
to maintain your footing and not fall prone. Go ahead and continue with your wild attacks.
I'm gonna start swinging mindlessly. I mean, unrelentlessly.
Okay?
That's like a advantage attack, right?
Correct.
I'm trying to get the okay. Oop.
And a 22 will definitely hit.
And then I'm going to do this one.
Fantastic as you run out, going into this rage, bringing your blade down upon this amphibious creature, cutting deep into its shell, rending off a good chunk of it. Will
That'll
that
be
your
my
turn?
turn.
Excellent. So the crayfish was holding an action to attack, so it is going to do so now. Which I don't believe a 9 hits.
I think my armor class is 14.
Yeah, I think you're good. So that will bring us to our fairy friend Orange.
I'm gonna do. I think it's ensnaring strike
Nice.
first,
Okay.
and then I think I can also do a longbow attack.
That's right. Ensnaring Strike is a bonus action to do and allows you, on a hit, to entangle somebody.
Okay. Wait, do I have to cast it? Wait, one second.
No one's on the fucking video. Huh? Wait, one second. Wait. Wait.
You're right back.
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
All right, so
Right.
it will do. Let's see. So go ahead and roll to hit for me real quick, just to make sure that the arrow is going to strike, and if it does, it will be 4 piercing damage, and this creature will have
Yes.
to try and save against being restrained.
Nice.
Back.
All right,
Look
so
at that.
unfortunately, on a natural 1, your attack misses. However, the ensnaring strike does stay up until you hit something or you lose concentration on the spell. So the next time your turn comes around, you will still have the ability to ensnare it with one of your arrows.
Nice.
Anything else you would like to do with your turn, Orange?
I don't think there's anything else I can do, so I'm good.
Excellent. That will bring us to Valcor.
I would like to cast Hex on the little shrimpy.
All right. And which ability score are you targeting?
Oh, what's a good one? We'll say Wisdom.
Okay. So it will have disadvantage on wisdom checks and saving throws. And I believe you get to do an additional 1d6 of damage when you strike it.
Yes. I would like to cast Scorching Ray.
It's hot, hot, hot.
Alright, so let's remember that when casting 2 spells in the same turn, one of them has to be a cantrip. And Hex
Oh,
is a
shoot.
first level spell.
Oh.
I thought it was okay because it was a bonus, but it's not a cantrip.
Okay, then can I change that to just a firebolt?
Absolutely. You want to keep the 17?
Oh, shit. Yes?
Or we'll take the 23. Both would hit. Alright, so go ahead and roll a d6 for me, as you do get to add damage to the attack roll.
One.
Oh.
For 5
Oh.
total points of damage.
Can I add my Fury of the Small?
Absolutely.
That adds.
So furious.
Where is it? Small. I can deal an extra 2 damage.
For a total of 7.
Sorry.
Alright, anything else you'd like to do on your turn, Val?
I'd like to move back
Certainly.
to there. And that's end of my turn.
Alright, Jean, you're up.
Jean.
Okay, so it's slippery in the room he's in, right?
Correct.
Actually, not much I can do for him. I'll use my bonus action and do insightful fighting. So I have to do a insight check.
Okay.
Never mind.
Oh, painful.
There's not much about this creature that you are able to really learn about standing as far away as you are, and with Val being the primary source of light in this hallway, you are now barely able to see the crayfish that Traddoroh is engaged with. However,
Yeah,
that was a
I'm
bonus
okay.
action. That was a bonus action to do the insightful fighting. Traddoroh is within melee with the creature, so if you were to hit it with a ranged attack with your action, you would be able to apply your sneak attack.
Nice.
I will do that then as well, because that was my other idea. Is like insight and then turbo.
Yeah. That's what the investigator is great at. And with a dirty 20, that will absolutely hit. Go ahead and roll the damage and include some sneak attack for me. So for a
Alright,
total of
this is-
7 points of damage. Fantastic. Anything else you would like to do?
No, but also I thought I had dark vision. I can't
Let
see
me
her.
fix that then. That's probably a lot better now, isn't it?
Yep. There you go. I will just move right here, right before the muddy floor,
Excellent.
and
At
that'll
the
be
end
it.
of your turn. That will
Yes.
bring us to the man, the myth, the legend, the one who rolled a 0 for his initiative, Rowan Nightleaf.
Hello! Yes, I would, let's see, real quick. Looks like the crayfish is backed up against something, so I can't go around and get advantage, can I?
No, you would be unable to.
Welcome back. I'm going to use a second level spell, a guiding bolt, to take it down. Does it hit?
With an 11, no.
Okay. Well,
Nice try.
One
though.
of these days, this guiding bolt's going to be amazing.
one of these.
Have a feeling. I can see it.
So Rowan just starts yelling cuss words in his native language, and he's being very nasty about it. And everyone's kind of embarrassed. And that's my turn.
Giant
Okay.
crayfish, please don't mind him.
That does bring us to the crayfish, who is going to attack Traddoroh, which he gets advantage because Traddoroh attacked recklessly. But that's going to miss with a 10, and his second strike is only, it's going to be a 14 to hit, which I believe that is your armor class, so it will hit.
Alright.
Alright, so Big T, you are going to take 12 points of bludgeoning damage reduced to 6 for your rage, and you are grappled.
I'm pinned.
Like with a claw.
will eat you.
Oh, he's clawed you.
But that is all the crayfish can do on its turn, so that will bring us back to Vaneheart.
I'm going to start this off by casting Hunter's Mark on it.
Okay.
Let's see. Choose a creature you see within range, mystically mark it. As your quarry until the spell ends, you deal an extra 1d6 damage to target. Blah 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 blah. Okay. So, spells. I don't know why it gave me a damage number right away, but okay.
That just happens when you click on the spell.
Okay, and then I'll move a little closer. And do I have to make the same saving throw?
If you're going to attack, yes.
what was the saving
Dexterity
throw again?
saving throw.
Dexterity.
And
Noise.
easily staying on your feet, go ahead and proceed with your attack.
And I heard none of that because of the dice's special effect that whenever I get a 20.
You manage to stay on your feet as you run out onto this slippery mud. Proceed
Okay.
with your attack.
Now I'm going to attack with my obsidian short sword. Does a 14 hit?
A 14 just misses as the crayfish turns at the last second so that your blade collides with its shell.
Okay, I believe that's all I can do.
Okay, that will bring us back to Traddoroh. Traddoroh.
Can I continue swinging? Do I have to do something else?
Every time you make an attack while standing on the mud, you do need to make a dexterity saving throw.
But I'm talking about because I'm grappled. How does that work exactly?
That's a good point. You raise a valid point, good sir. Well, I mean, you can't move. So then I'm going to say no, you don't have to.
Oh, so I can swing, or
You can swing.
Okay,
Can I hear anybody?
I'm
you not?
continue relentlessly swinging. I can't see any of that.
There we go.
22 again. Roll your damage.
Oh, a 10. Nice.
Sweet. Oh, and let's not forget to add the +2 from your rage damage, which, how would you like to do this?
Woohoo!
Yeah.
As I'm struggling with its arms, I somehow swing so hard I bash it in the face.
And with that cleaving cut straight to the dome, this crayfish shudders and drops to the ground, loosening its grip around Traddoroh's waist. And continues to twitch on the ground for a few seconds before going still.
We're about to have some boiled crayfish. What? I'm hungry.
Great.
I guess we're having sushi tonight, boys.
No, we're boiling it.
Can I suck the head?
Yes.
After we
No,
boil
just the
it.
tip.
Y'all are so
After.
dirty.
After we
That's what you
boil
do with crayfish. You suck the head. It's the best part.
That's where all the nutrients are.
Yes.
Yeah. Makes you
Suck
smarter.
the head. Suck it.
it. Rowan, calm down over there.
Yeah, when he says it, it's definitely dirty.
Yes.
How do
But you are now standing in this four-way intersection with a large, colorful boulder in the middle of the room, the body of your slain foe, crushed before the might of Traddoroh. But there are 3 doors, for those that can see, leading in different directions.
Can I cast light on my staff so everyone can see?
Oh, I thought you already had light on your staff. You're actually producing
Oh, okay.
of the light for those who don't have dark vision to see. It's just you're so far in the back that you can't really see into the room.
Can I just pick, if he'll let me, can I like pick Val up with his staff and put him on his shoulder so the light can expand farther?
I could just move into the room, couldn't I?
Come forward.
Well, I was just trying to keep you from having to waddle your way through the mud.
You're such a gentleman.
I mean, sometimes people pay a lot of money to get wrapped in mud. That's a good exfoliant. It's good for your
True.
skin.
I mean,
Yeah, but probably not.
true.
Probably not this mud. It's been
Must-
down here for a
I'm
while.
gonna scoop that mud up and show it to Val, like how disgusting it is. It has worms and parasites
smells.
writhing around in it. It's got muck, and it's like, do you want to walk through this?
Yes.
I'm already in it. But it's brighter in here now, so we gotta deal with these doors.
Let's go up to these doors and see if we can see anything special.
I want to check this door.
Why don't we check that door? Or that one? Or even that one?
That's the door you came in through.
I want to look at it. It's a nice door.
Oh, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
What
Sure.
curtain?
But let's go ahead and get just a couple of investigation checks to, as I assume
Investigation.
you're looking for traps. Anything that would be harmful.
Do not count on me.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's pretty hard.
Should I make one since I'm in the... Oh, no, everybody's doing it. Never mind.
Well, if Orange looks at one door and determines better than anybody else, maybe Val can check one of the other two doors.
Okay.
Okay.
Here's hoping. Oh, I can!
Yeah, you feel like these doors are not trapped, nor are they locked, as they seem to push inward if given enough force.
Which one do we want to go in? Do we all want to go in together?
Okay.
What do we do?
Let's pick the one on the left. What do you say, Vainheart?
One on the left looks okay.
We all going
Traddoroh,
together?
Anyone else? Orange. Jean. Which door should we pick?
This is the part where you unmute and say stuff.
Which door would you like to pick?
What do we got? Left or right?
So there are 3 doors, and you have entered into the room from the one on the right. There's one to the south, the west, and the north.
I vote south.
Woohoo! We're all in agreement.
South it is.
Excellent.
South.
Ring.
Don't you
I think the
change
door would move
music on
easier
me.
with all the mud.
Oh. The Great Spire.
Now, this map is absolutely massive, and I'm not going to make you move your tokens along it. And, that we'll stick to the theater of the mind. So, opening this door leads into a hallway that's dry, devoid of mud. But there is a set of stairs that seem to lead down towards another door.
Let's keep going.
Does everyone agree on that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Traddoroh, turn that knob.
Just try not to break it.
Does the knob turn clockwise or counterclockwise?
There are no knobs. It's more of just a push situation.
Okay.
Push.
I'm push that door.
Okay. So descending down the stairs and entering into the next chamber. This room is wet, and the walls are covered with a slimy white buildup. There is about 1.5 inches of water and mud blanketing the floor. Many overturned pedestals and pieces of broken statuary lie on the floor, partially buried in the mud. Opposite the entrance to this room is another door. Only one pedestal remains standing in the northwest corner. On it sits a small, metallic, 3-sided pyramid. Overhead in the shadow-draped ceiling are inlaid colored tiles depicting a starry sky and forming strange patterns in the areas above the pedestals.
Why one statue remains? Maybe this is a place where fanatics took over and worshipped only one god.
I'm not going near that statue.
Does that little pyramid, is it part of the sculpture, or is it something that can be picked up?
It's just resting on top of the pedestal. It does look like it can be removed.
Rowan walks over to it and picks it up with his hand.
Do a flip.
This small pyramid seems to be made of silver and might be worth something if sold to the right buyer.
Oh, shiny.
I'll toss this one over to Valcor for safekeeping. Here you go. One for the pack.
Okay.
Put it in my pouch.
I think there was a door at the other side of the room.
There is.
Unless somebody wants to look at the statue, I think let's just keep going. Oh, okay. Let's go.
As you pass through the room, you kick the items that had been on top of the other pedestals. These are not as nice as the pyramid that you acquired. These appear to be made out of the same stucco material that the figurines in the first room were made out of. But just out of curiosity, kind of looking down at them, there appears to be a statue of a coyote, a crab-headed figure, an alligator-headed god, a feathered warrior, and a jaguar. But unless these items... Go ahead.
Oh, no. No, finish first, then I'll say it.
But unless these items don't really inspire much from you, they can easily be ignored.
Okay. Don't these items kind of look like the figures from the very first room we were in?
I gotta be right back.
Okay.
No worries.
A feathered warrior, a jaguar, and what was the other one?
An alligator god and a coyote.
So a coyote, a crab-headed figure, an alligator-headed god, a feathered warrior, and a jaguar.
They all feel adjacent to the Quetzalcoatl. I'm just saying.
Well, they're also reminding me of the figures we saw in the first room. Wasn't there like an etching or something that basically told a story about these figures? I'm just
I don't
thinking.
remember seeing that.
Can I do a history check and see if I know anything?
Sir.
Or religion? History? Religion?
Either or.
And then
It's the
can I
same.
add to the religion check after that? I wanted to roll for that.
I'll do history, you do religion.
Okie dokie. I'll wait for your roll.
Hmm?
And here comes
14.
mine.
Nice.
Ooh.
There goes the dragon again.
Hmm?
I'm gonna have to change the dice.
Now, while you know absolutely nothing about this place, having only just heard about it earlier today, there's a lot that can be gleaned from this. You can start to piece together from both a historical and a religious perspective what this place is and what the people were like. Clearly, some sort of primitive culture that revered animals as gods, which has some there's something to that. You know, in today's day and age, it's hard to deny that the gods exist. You know, atheists are not something that are really common in this realm, as the gods are observed and their works can be seen. They are a tangible fact of life. But those gods take many forms, especially in parts of, you know, Fendrail, the overarching world that you had, well, some of you had been in. In some places, the god of thunder and war is known as Thor, in other locations known as Cord. But these people seem to believe that mundane creatures were their gods, as evidenced by this alligator-headed deity figurine. This was a temple, very clearly. Based on how all of this has been constructed, the dioramas that you saw in the first room, this temple was likely made in reverence of the gods, and it was a place of worship. But after being abandoned for so long, other things have taken up residence. You know, if you were here under different circumstances, this might be a wonderful place to research. But that's not what you're here for. You're here to find this scepter that would indicate some status of leadership for Ophelia. And not knowing what this culture was truly like, all of your guesses are really just that, guesses. But you do know enough about primitive cultures that they were often warrior cultures that revered the strong and also observed rather heinous acts to please whatever deity they served. Usually a blood sacrifice.
Does anybody
End of
here feel
narrative.
like... Thank you. Does anybody here feel like giving blood to these things?
I could use some blood. I'm already bleeding.
Are you
Alright.
really bleeding? Are you?
Hold your bleeding whatever over that crocodile god deity thing.
I just do a flex and a squirt of blood comes out.
Traddoroh, the face of all blood drives. So, kind of reaching down, picking up this alligator-headed statue. You just kind of squeeze, allow some blood to trickle down upon it. And at first, you see it just kind of move over the outside of it and start to drip down to the ground, but then you see the blood starting to absorb into the stucco.
Not gonna
I
lie,
hope you know what
guys.
you're doing.
I hope I do too. I give him a thumbs up and a happy smile. Okay, well, the blood's absorbing into the statue. That's.
Do we have to do that for all of them?
I don't feel like it would be for all of them. I mean, why would a coyote need the blood? Why would well, the warrior, that one makes sense. Maybe you put blood on that one too? Or maybe they need to be fixed a certain way? Is there any place in this room where we can put these things, like fixtures?
In the interest of not letting you guys work yourselves into a tangent that's completely unrelated, that was all just for narrative flair.
Oh, thought I was onto something. Oh, all right, Traddoroh, put it down. This is useless. Traddoroh.
No, I don't think I will.
You want to keep it? Then be my
Stop resisting.
fucking guest. Keep it.
Stop resisting.
You want the spongy stucco stone? Keep it. I don't care. Vainhard just storms off.
It's got my blood in it.
He's your blood brother, as he calls from the other side of the room. Swear to God, fucking orcs. They never make sense. Ah.
They're orcs.
Humans so high strung, huh?
So, Vainhard, I imagine in your frustration just heading towards the door on the other side of the room.
Boy, that's exactly where I'm gonna go.
That's what I figured. So you push the door open and find yourself looking at another hallway. That the walls and ceiling are coated with slime, and the floor is covered with a layer of mud. Through this muck is a steady stream of water trickling northward. The stucco on the walls is flaking off, and there are glowing silver tracks in the slime crisscrossing the walls and ceiling. Along the east wall of this passage stands a 12-foot tall stone statue of a man outfitted in fine clothing and holding a stone tray in his raised arms. Its eyes appear to be black gemstones. The right one droops out of its socket, balancing on the statue's cheek. From behind the left shoulder protrudes the hilt of a weapon, most likely a sword. The stone tray, as well as the forehead and the nose of the statue, are chipped and scratched.
Vainhart, you love statues. Get in there.
Against my bitter judgment, I think I will. I see a sword that might be takeable. I'm gonna walk up to the statue with my shield up because I still don't trust them. Now I'm gonna just slowly look it over again, taking in all the details once more. Reach
Go
out,
ahead.
try to readjust the gem in the eye that's drooping to make it look a little more appealing. And then I'm gonna look down at that tray.
Or look up at the tray, because it is 15 feet tall.
I'm gonna look back up at the tray. How did I get up there to fix the eye? We'll just pretend that never happened. I might have forgotten the 15 feet tall part already. Oh wait, that means I'm not gonna take that sword either. Oh shit. I'm gonna slowly start backing away.
Go ahead and give me an
Okay.
investigation check while you're at it, though.
Okie dokie. Where is it? Where is it? I was looking right at you and you disappeared. There you are. Oh, it's a +0.
Well, at the very least, it does appear to be made out of stone, which probably isn't much of a comfort based on your past trauma.
Can I just, like, look back at my team and beckon them to come closer as I call out, do any of you see anything weird with this statue?
Rowan kind of perks up. He doesn't see shit.
Anyone else?
Can I suggest to Vainhard that I can throw that statue I held onto to fix that eye?
No, because if you knock it out, I'm afraid it might come to life and attack me thinking I threw it.
What are you trying to get us to do?
Oh,
I just want to see if there's anything odd about this statue.
we're all.
Do you want me to use my mage hand to get it?
Maybe not, let's not take anything off of it yet. Is there just anything off about this statue?
Gina's a
I attack you guys with one statue. Now all statues are enemies.
Well, there's only one of us that really cares about that. In all fairness.
Yeah.
That statue almost killed me twice in only 2 moves. I don't trust any statues from now on.
Yeah.
Val, if you can, yeah, use your mage hand. See if there's anything it can potentially take.
I will
That's
try to pick up the statue with my mage hand.
Wait. How big
Well,
is
you
your
could
mage
try
hand?
to, you could try to pluck the eyes out of it with the mage hand.
That's terrible. Okay, I'll do that.
I'm gonna
Do
just
a Kill Bill kind of maneuver.
I'm just
Maneuver?
gonna hastily run back over behind Val and just stay crouched behind him.
Because it is a very heavy statue, standing 15 feet tall. And while I don't know the exact algorithm to determine how much stone weighs per square foot, this statue likely weighs several hundred pounds. Probably close to 1,000.
Oh, so we're not picking it up.
No. It could pick you up. So
Statue
Val,
pick
as you
up.
move the mage hand, you see that one eye that's kind of drooping out of the socket. You just kind of clasp it around it, pull it out, and there's this sound as you do so. But the statue doesn't move, and you're able to pull that eye closer to you for a closer examination. You realize this is a polished piece of obsidian.
What is up with this place in Obsidian? First our weapons, now this thing? Can I make a shield out of that?
Can you focus?
I am. I look right at Val. I'm focusing in my own way.
Yes,
No.
we see that.
Distracting.
I
So
want a shield.
this
We're on
could
a
be-
mission.
This could be used to do what?
Could sell it.
Can I just use my mage hand to put it back in the eye socket?
Could.
I do that.
Zoop.
Using your mage hand, you just kind of shove it back in.
There goes my obsidian shield.
All right, we need to figure out
Very small chunk of obsidian.
what we actually need to do to find this thing.
Could have made a buckler out of it.
But while everybody else is now closer to the statue. Go ahead and give me investigation checks.
Let's see what I can see. +0, baby.
There's my special
no.
rolls again.
Oh man, Gene, come on, may yours be huge.
We sucked.
I'm not even looking.
Come on, Big Gene.
Oh,
Yes, thank you for saving us.
Yay.
So, Gene, you realize the statue is incredibly top-heavy and could likely collapse if given a little bit of force. Very unsteady on its pedestal. And at the very least, if you topple the statue, be easy access to the sword that it has sheathed on its back.
Oh, wait. What would it take to push it over, I wonder?
More force than your mage hand could produce. But if anybody were to climb up there and try and push it, likely would be enough.
Can I do athletics or something to try to climb up there and push it?
I won't even make you roll athletics
You
to
just
climb up.
climb up there.
Oh, okay, well. For the sake of that sword, Vainheart is gonna climb up there. And I don't know why he's not just taking the sword while he's on its back. And he's gonna try to push it over.
All right. So, Vainheart, go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw as you push the statue and realize you're going with it.
And Looney Tunes moment, holds up sign.
Can I telekinetic
I'm okay.
something catch him or something?
I like the flavor of that. So, Vainheart, as you kind of brace yourself for impact with the ground, you do feel like you are a bit lighter on your feet, thanks to some unseen force that allows you to kick off the statue at the last moment and land away from the breakage.
Guys, I didn't even know I could do that.
And behind the statue, where it once stood, you see a narrow passage about 4 feet above the floor.
Ah, yes.
Vainheart is looking for the sword.
Oh.
You are able to easily acquire the sword, which is a similar fashion to the one you already have, although the obsidian that is placed within the wooden haft seems to have a different edge on it. So this particular sword is actually a +1 longsword.
Why do
and
you
deals
just
an
let me
extra
hold on to that?
2d6 damage to any creature
No,
of
I
the
went up there and
plant.
risked to get it.
I think you've been a little too eager for treasure this time. I think
no,
I'll hold on.
I think the one who did absolutely nothing for it will stay
Come on, you
aside.
guys. You guys, let's settle this the old-fashioned way. Boulder parchment shears.
All right, on 3, boulder parchment shears. 1.
There's actually a way to do this on Discord.
Did all the work for the sword, but whatever.
I'm just gonna hold on to it.
I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna equip it. I've been trying to get rid of the
Calm,
short sword forever.
calm, breathing, calmness.
I can have my short sword. Still obsidian.
Well, maybe.
Just let him have the sword so we can move on.
I put the sword back into his hand, even though he never really let go.
My eyes are shining as I stare at it with a lust.
Enjoy this, human. Okay.
I am.
So I think it's only fair that Rowan gets the obsidian longsword or the obsidian short sword that has the better crit range.
Sounds fair.
Ha
He can have it.
So this is a +1 longsword that deals an extra 2d6 damage to any creature of the plant type.
Oh.
Oh, see, this goes against your values anyway. You can't. You don't. You
Wait,
don't like
I thought
great
that was the
nature.
short sword. Is that the long sword?
No, it's the
So
long
the short sword that you've received, Rowan, crits on a 19 or a 20,
Okay.
and it's just a bog standard short sword.
Okay,
But if you break it down to the math behind it, having that extra number to get a critical hit is huge. It happens way more often than you'd think.
What does this
Versus
longsword do to plants
Vaneheart's
again?
longsword, that's a +1, does 2 extra d6 damage against plants.
I guess everything worked out.
So you got a machete?
For me,
Ancient machete.
It's a machete.
All right, now that we've got our swords, can we go down this passageway?
Yes. Let's go. Dun, 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 dun,
Is it like one behind the other? Is it?
Traddoroh, get up there.
Yeah, it's a very narrow passage.
Single
that
file?
Rowan will likely have some difficulty, like on hands and knees, having to kind of crawl his way through. Val, I think you could probably comfortably walk through this passage, being 4 feet tall. Or rather, the passage is 4 feet tall.
I'm 3'3".
Yeah.
What fresh hell is this?
Now, in this secret passage, water beads collect upon the walls, and the flooring is cold and damp. After you get past the initial entrance, it does get a little bit taller at 5 feet, but still doesn't do much to take away from the cramped nature of this dank place.
Which
So-
way?
Do we make it through?
Yeah, so you follow this passageway. And on the other side, you come to what appears to be some collapsed rubble blocking your way forward. However, you can see through into a hall beyond, and likely would just require a little bit of work to start moving things around to allow yourselves to exit.
Let's make way. Rowan kind of starts grabbing things, trying to move them out of the way.
I'll use my telekinetic powers to move whatever rocks I can.
And once you're able to climb out into this passageway, you see that this hall is strewn with mud and flotsam. Water accumulates in the center of this corridor and flows westward. Corridor turns north, and the flow of water follows it, then goes under a door made of bronze-bound wood. This door does have a handle, and it does have a keyhole. And that door is actually right across the hall from where you are.
We have not picked up anything key-like, have we? I don't
No.
think so. Okay.
What about that key from the beginning?
Did we keep it? No pun
Oh.
intended.
I thought we used it.
True, but what
Left
if
it
it was
in the door.
I think we should look around here. There has to be something.
I have thieves' tools. I can try and pick the lock.
Hey, everything here is old, but go ahead and try. See if it works.
Would like everybody to make a perception check for me, if you please.
Perception. Woohoo! Oh, jeez.
So Vainheart, Valcor, and Traddoroh. As you're all discussing, ideas and ways to get through this door, you hear the sound of singing coming from the other end of the hall, beyond another set of doors. It's soft, melodic, feminine, and absolutely beautiful.
Where's that?
But
coming
also,
from?
in a place like this, a fair bit haunting.
You guys hear that music? It's so beautiful.
But in the middle of a temple that's been abandoned for how long?
Could it be spirits?
Maybe harpies.
I don't know. Probably a siren.
We're nowhere near the water, you fools.
There's water everywhere.
Should we check it out, or should I try to unlock the door?
Val, go ahead and check out that door, while the rest of us stand guard in case if that singing gets louder.
Yes, go for it.
Okay, I will try to pick the lock.
Okay?
Is it
Go
sleight
ahead
of
and give me a
hand?
sleight of... Yeah, let's make it a sleight of hand.
Okay.
Unless you have expertise in your thieves' tools.
Expertise.
I get it from being an urchin. Expertise.
Okay. So then, expertise gives you, or does
Sorry,
the...
proficiency. Sorry, it's proficiency, not expertise.
Okay. Yeah,
My bad,
then
my bad.
let's do a sleight of hand.
Okay. Oh.
Poop.
So Val, as you're fiddling with this lock, trying to get a way forward, continuing to hear that song echoing off the stone walls, a truly ghastly song. As you start to understand the words, luring people in so they can feel the cold embrace of the ocean's depths.
Oh.
It is a siren.
Unfortunately, that is where we have to end our session for this evening, as I have to get up rather early to pick up my daughter from the airport.
Okay.
Cliffhanger for real.
Oh, this is going to be a series of cliffhangers, as this is a rather large dungeon. But I am very happy to be back at this without any perceivable breaks in our schedule going forward.
All right.
At least for 2 months. Then maybe I think I might have a drill in August that I have to miss out on, but you'll see I might have to reschedule that one anyway. So, looking forward to us all getting back together next week and diving even deeper into the Hidden Shrine of Tamoachan to find Ophelia's scepter.
Oh.
But with that, you all have a wonderful rest of your night. Please enjoy your weekend, and we will see you next time.
Night, Charlie.
Thanks,
Bye,
Charlie.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Charlie, I have a quick question. Am I
Yeah.
adding the obsidian great axe to my inventory?
Yes, please do.
Okay.
And just make sure there's a note in there that indicates the extended crit range.
Okay.
But good night, everybody.
All right.
Good night.
Right.
Bye.
No.
Nerf!
Thank you, guys.
Yes. All right, Zeus. How badly do you want this sword?
I was just trying to give you a hard time.
Well, I think my hard time bit me in the butt anyway. Now I gotta
Hey, you
really
gave me
big
your sword.
machete.
I was just playing with you. And then it got out of hand.
Want to trade? You want the long version?
If you want this other one back, you can have it. I'm not going to use a sword.
Oh,
Yeah.
then, yeah. If you're not gonna use it, give it back.
There you go.
You want my longsword?
He's not gonna use a sword.
Are
So
you gonna
sorry
toss it
for
then?
being dramatic and ruining the whole session there for a little while.
You didn't
Ophelia,
ruin
give
it.
I
us
would
anything.
like to clarify that I was not annoyed at the people that interrupted me. I just have been feeling like I've been being singled out by Charlie the last couple of times that we've met. And so I felt like I couldn't go forward without saying something to him. Which is probably not great, because I should have just done it in private.
It's okay.
But it happened, and I'm sorry for it.
If you feel
And
upset,
again,
you gotta say
not
something.
upset at anyone in here other than Charlie.
Right. Agreed. He could do a better job of helping.
Because I
us.
interrupt people all the time, and it's not on purpose, and I know no one was purposely trying to interrupt me. But when someone is constantly telling me one thing and then treating someone else differently, it irks me. So I just had to say something because I have trouble regulating my emotions. Sorry about this dump of crap.
We're all good.
Yeah. All good. I think we've all had our moments at one point or the other, which is why I was glad he said there's not going to be any interruptions, because I think, you know, it's better when we have them every week.
Quite honestly, I also am finding it really hard to follow along. Because my brain gets bored and I start thinking about other things and then I miss important pieces of information.
I wouldn't worry too much about that part. I end up doing
No.
the same thing. That's why I rewatch some of the videos that Joe puts up.
I have to, because I just zone out for some reason.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of focus time, especially if you are on the ADHD variety.
I also only got 2 hours of sleep last night, so I might have been extra bitchy.
Oh,
not an
no.
excuse. Not an
Mm.
excuse.
No, but we're all playing
But
together.
still.
It's okay.
Anyway, I didn't want anyone to feel like I was trying to call anyone out or be a dickhead.
Absolutely.
I wish I had not done it. So that we could have had a nice session together. But
Yeah, but if you're upset, then that's not going to be fun for you. So it's okay.
true.
I would have eaten the if you didn't say anything, I probably would have eaten at you the entire session.
Right. It's like before, Teddy thought he was talked over, and he mentioned it, and I try to be more careful. So it's important that we all give each other a
Yeah,
chance.
and like I get it. Like it's going to happen because we can't see each other and we're not like right in front of each other. I just felt like he was treating me differently for some reason. And I wasn't trying to talk over anyone. I wasn't. Half the time I'm trying to be quiet so that I'm not the one talking all the time. Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
I felt like I was the one talking all night, so I did kind of feel bad, but I also am like that. Oh.
So what's the game plan for the scepter? We're gonna give the scepter to that bitch Ophelia.
Ooh.
Well, what I was gonna say to her was, didn't he tell us the whole thing was there has to be balance between
Yeah.
the chaos and the organized, not just all what Ophelia was saying?
I feel like
Yeah.
that's yeah.
That's what we're
That's
trying
what-
to shoot for.
That's what I
Let's
was
go
gonna
to the
say
ball
her.
hunt.
That's
Huh?
Say
why
that again?
I said, let's give it to the Vile Hunt and see what happens.
It turns out you were not casually part of their team. You are on their team.
Mm,
They made you a deal. Ooh,
He was a
that would be
plant the whole
devious.
time.
oh, that's
What
why
did
I
he
brought
I'm a
up.
promise
plant.
you?
Does that mean that they aren't attacking?
Huh?
Oh god.
Well, he's got 2 swords now.
I have 3.
Oh, well, I have a warhammer, and apparently my guiding bolts never work, so I should probably just.
I have a bunch of useless spells that I can't trade out because I'm a super sorcerer that doesn't get to trade out spells.
Yeah, but those could come in handy later, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if we should give it to her. I think we should, like, make a deal.
Make
Or
up
be
new
like,
ones.
I think we
we could
just
be
find
like,
somebody else.
well, we're here
But
at
how are
the.
we going to convince her to be on our side if we don't do the loyalty test like we've done with the other 2?
I
And
think
wh-
it's more
Go
we
ahead.
don't have enough info on her situation yet. Because unlike Eban Claw and unlike Parvas, who we kind of knew who we were dealing with when we came in, we don't know anything about Ophelia. She is the enigma between the 3.
That's
She
true.
also seems very controlling.
Yes, the
Yes.
very first thing she told us to do was go on this fetch quest and get me this powerful relic that I can use to
Control everyone
basically show
else.
my authority.
Yeah. So, I don't like that. Rowan
That,
doesn't like that.
that's also why I brought up, like, shouldn't we be focusing on the Vile Hunt? Like, there needs to be unity, not someone in control of everything.
Yeah.
What if Ophelia is working with the Vile Hunt?
That could be another thing, because I don't recall the Vile Hunt attacking any of the herbivores, and they haven't even been mentioned in this session yet, except by us. So, like, what if it is that kind of a situation? What if Ophelia is working with the Vile Hunt to essentially get rid of all the quote threats to her people? She
I
also
would
tried to.
I would be
Oh, sorry.
surprised if it was that complicated.
You never know. I mean, think about it. The first thing she did, again, was the fetch quest. But the other thing she also did is she tried to basically tell us, like, what if Eban Claw is like pulling you guys along? What if he's stringing you along to his plans? Like, she's trying to push us into a path of distrust toward the other one.
Guess we'll find out.
Well, she could do that without being part of the Vile Hunt.
True. She could be just trying to gain more, like, more of a political position between the 3 of them. One second.
What if she because remember when we had to fight the hunt, and like the only way you can get into the what was it, the treetops, was doing a riddle.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how did they find the treetops if they didn't do no riddle?
Like they had
They
someone on
might
the inside.
that, or they, I don't
Oh,
know.
you mean like when they stole the eggs?
Yeah, and then when they came back,
Hmm.
Maybe they have like some form of magic or something that let them
Good
get
point.
past.
What was that owl called? A gatekeeper or something?
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a lot going on behind the scenes that if we try to delve into it without getting information from the game first, we're going to be drawing speculations before we actually know the story.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah, it's just at this moment it's like draw up your ideas, but don't concrete those ideas yet, because we don't know where we're going with this.
We'll
Ophelia?
get the staff, and then we'll decide what she gets, if she gets it.
Yeah, it's like kind of like my idea when Teddy threw it out there, like, let's give it to the coatl. I was like, That might not be a bad idea.
Because he's like the first dude we meet before any major dude.
Hmm.
He wasn't really aggressive.
We didn't fight him?
No.
We didn't fight him at
No.
all. If anything,
we
he
did.
made us promises of power.
Ooh.
Well, he made my character promises of power because he fed on the darkness. Or not fed on it, but he sensed it.
Plus, I'm pretty sure these ruins are connected to the Coatl people, so I feel like it would be better to just give it to the original race than just some nobody.
Very interesting. I think these are all possibilities.
I also just thought about it. What if he ends up being the protector of that staff? What
What
if
if
we're in
we-
his temple?
What if we keep the staff but give Ophelia a fake?
Oh, the little
We'd have
one?
to.
They don't even know what the staff looks like.
I vote we give her
Do a switcheroo.
maybe like
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, but then she's gonna bring it to the meeting, and that's gonna cause an issue.
Is she going to go to the meeting? The problem is she doesn't want to go. She just wants to rule everyone.
Well, yeah, but she said she will go to the meeting if she has the staff.
And that's why we're here. Okay, got it.
Yeah, she wants to show her sign of power. Now, if we decide to give her a fake, she goes to this meeting and asserts power, but ends up not having it. We could throw this world into further chaos because the
Or we
other
could-
two leaders could just eliminate her.
Or we could say, oh, the staff has not chosen her, so it doesn't work, and then we try it, and then we swap it out for the real one, and then it works.
That's a pretty good ruse.
We'll
And then
use,
And then they
sleight of
try to
hand.
make us the leaders or something. Like, I thought our
I
goal
don't-
was to get out of here, not stay.
I don't know. Just throwing things out there.
That would be pretty devious, though.
Yeah, and I don't think that really follows all of our character stories.
Because I think that if she agrees to a power sharing thing, then quote unquote peace is achieved, and then they can say which way to go to get to the spire, because that's our actual goal.
Pretty much. We're trying to get to the spire so we can find a way to get out of here to get to, quote, our homes. Unless we decide to stay in here, which I don't think any of the characters have officially chosen, like, oh yeah, I want to stay here.
This is my home. This is my
I'm
character
from
home.
here. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
No, that I'm telling the story of, like, from my character. Like, he wants to get home, but he also plays that path where he doesn't do these kind of things. Like, he's not gonna try to deceive
I thought you
everybody.
didn't even remember home.
It's part of the character arc. It happens over time. The character's going through like a PTSD thing. This is something I had discussed with Charlie in private.
Well,
I thought
you
you and
told everyone.
Traddoroh both didn't remember anything about what happened before you got here.
Yeah, because of the effects of the magic. But eventually that's gonna wear off. I even asked Charlie, like, would my character's memory be lost for good? And he's like, no, that depends on you. And I was like, okay. He's going to get his memories back at some point. But I can't say too much on that, or it ruins the story that my character is going through. For you guys.
I don't understand why we're talking about your character wanting to go home in the first place. What does it have to do with the staff?
Keeping the staff for ourselves. I don't even know what we're going to use that thing for.
Yeah,
Depends on what it does. If it's a magical staff,
it could do something.
I am a sorcerer, so maybe it's for me. Who knows?
Ah, yes.
But what if by keeping the staff we throw the land into further chaos?
what if I touch it and it explodes? I don't know, Tom.
We'll
We
judge
could
it at
say
that
what if
time.
to any
That's
number
what
of
I'm
things.
saying. That's why I said earlier, before more ideas got thrown out there, like, if we keep speculating, we're going to go down into these paths that we don't know if it's going to happen or not. And then more
Right.
ideas got shot out there right after I said that. So it's almost as if I didn't say that at all.
we shall see what unfolds.
What did you say, Orange?
I said we shall see what unfolds.
Yes, we shall see, and then we will again talk about it and decide. But,
Yes. For now,
yes, yes.
I am gonna be BRB because I have to use the restroom.
I'm gonna go
Okay.
play Call of Duty anyway.
I'll see you
Hey.
guys on the other Discord. Bye.
Okie
Good night,
dokie.
guys. Take care.
Later. Good night.
Nah.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello.
Yo.
Yo.